Good morning, everyone. Congratulations on making it to your Civic Academy graduation day. Over the last 6 weeks, you all have shown up here with a readiness to learn and to share, and for that we are so, so grateful. I jotted down some notes because I was thinking last night about what I wanted to say to all of you, so don't mind me looking down. We're really excited this morning to hear from all of you about the issues that you care deeply about. After elevator pitches, we'll move into a nice long lunch break where you'll have an opportunity to eat together and connect and exchange phone numbers, whatever you want to do, but really to enjoy each other's company on this last day of the Academy. We will then move into a little mini resource fair / speed dating event. So you'll all stay at your tables, and we will be joined by Mass Senior Action Council, AARP, and Age Strong. We will all come to your tables and spend about 20 minutes with you to share information about how you can get involved in more advocacy, how you can sign up for opportunities, and have your questions answered. We will then be joined by Commissioner Shea and I think Chief Masso to congratulate you and present you with your certificates of completion and a little gift of gratitude. And then finally, we'll close up the program. Before we invite all of you up here to share your pitches with us, I want to just say, and I know I said this to a few of you already, that the Civic Academy has been and continues to be one of the most rewarding and my favorite things about my job. And I think when I consider why that is, one, it's because I get to learn a lot alongside you. But I think most importantly, it's that I get to learn from you over these 6 weeks, and each of you remind me of kind of who is at the other end of all of the work that we do at Age Strong. For many of us, including me, the work is sort of behind the scenes, and I don't have a lot of interaction with consumers and constituents and residents on the other end, so this is a really amazing opportunity to see why I do my job and who it's for. Oh, I'm very nervous. Totally normal to be nervous at the microphone.
No paper towel, so don't start crying.
All right, so finally, because I want to move us along, but I just want you each to walk out of here today knowing and believing that your experience has power, and your stories have power, and your voices have power, and that what is good for you is good for all of us, because in our society, we cannot survive without people who are over 55 and the power of your population. So thank you for engaging in this program, for wanting to use your voices to advocate for yourselves and your communities and for all of us. And I hope that this program gave you the knowledge and the skills to do that confidently, because you are, and your voices are, what can really impact change. So, thank you. All right, so we're gonna jump into elevator pitches, and you'll see on your tables we have a list of all of your names. We have put you in, I think, kind of alphabetical order. What I'm told is not exactly, but we will just kind of run down the list, if that's all right with everyone. And invite you up here to deliver your pitches. You'll need to stand here. We are really excited to be joined by City TV today, who will record us. That's why I'm so nervous. Record us, and they'll edit, do some editing, and then we will be able to we'll be able to come back for years and years to come to listen to you, which I really like doing with past cohorts. So let's begin, but again, you'll need to stand here. Please feel free to read your notes if you need your notes. That's totally fine. And we'll get started. So, Adrian.
Hi, Mayor Wu. I'm so glad to meet you. I'm Adrian von Lichtenberg, a single senior homeowner in Rosendale. I want to talk with you about the importance of having dedicated senior meeting spaces in Boston's neighborhoods. Okay. In Rosendale, seniors comprise 20% of the population, and in neighboring West Roxbury, they are 25%, and both are projected to grow. Having a local place to congregate keeps seniors informed and active in the community and contributing to the economy. As an example, not only do I purchase locally, but I am also tutoring BPS children in Dorchester and Reading, and helping immigrants at the local library study for their citizenship interview, and assisting in a Keep Rosendale Beautiful initiative. When seniors remain sequestered in their domiciles, the health effect is equivalent to smoking 15 cigarettes a day. Once institutionalized, they are a drain on family and can no longer provide economic benefit to the community. You will find having senior centers and assisting the elderly to remain engaged and active while aging in place is a win-win proposition for the Boston neighborhoods. That's my...
Wonderful job. I forgot to mention that when you come up here, if you can share who is your audience. So who are you in the elevator with, all right? And I'm going to try to turn this up. And also a reminder to try to project as best you can. I don't think this microphone is great. All right, who's next? Angela.
Hi, Mayor Wu. My name is Angela Strickland. I live in the Nubian Square neighborhood of Roxbury. I've lived in Boston and surrounding neighborhoods for over 60 years. I love living in Boston because of its vibrancy, and I appreciate the city's immediate initiatives leading to the creation of new housing and revitalization of neighborhoods. The scarcity of safe, affordable housing, particularly for elders, has made it hard for me, especially, to remain in Boston, because living in an affordable, safe, centralized location has become increasingly important as I age. So I was delighted to move to my current residence, a newly built, energy-efficient building for 55-plus community. However, there are now 2 other buildings under construction on the lots in front of and behind my building. While necessary to the building of our city, this constant construction is negatively impacting our quality of life. And while I know my situation will finally conclude, buildings will finally be built, the many other development projects throughout the neighborhoods means this is and will be an ongoing concern for all of us, renters and homeowners. Some of the daily challenges we face living in the midst of construction include entering and exiting our street, construction debris such as rocks, cement, gravel, unfinished sidewalks, which are trip and fall hazards, especially for those of us using mobility aids. Half of our street is blocked due to construction. It's no longer a through street, causing misdirected, delayed, or no-show Ubers and delivery vehicles. And the potential for misdirected emergency vehicles are of great concern. The constant noise from the rumbling and beeping of entering and exiting trucks and the pounding of construction equipment is another issue. Dirt and damage to parked vehicles. Our cars are covered in construction dirt and dust. Some of us have had our tires and cars damaged. Poorly discarded trash. Dunkin' Donuts cups, fast food containers, water bottles. This is unsanitary, attracts rodents, and makes us feel disrespected. The resident outdoor community areas are inaccessible due to construction danger. The lovely landscaping, container gardens, and benches installed for resident use has been unusable. For obvious reasons, ensuring that developers who are profiting from our neighborhoods are held accountable for the unsafe and disruptive conditions their construction is causing would make Nubian Square more age-friendly and safe, allowing elders to stay in and enjoy the revitalized neighborhoods where they may have grown up, worked, and raised families. To fix this issue, I'm asking for your help with identifying the various regulating agencies who can help to ensure developers are not only following construction guidelines, but are taking steps to ameliorate the construction disruption. What will you do to help your elders stay safe and remain a part of this vibrant community? Thank you.
Hi, everybody. So my issue is a municipal tree ordinance, and my audience is any one of the 4 citywide city councilors. Hi, Councilor. My name is Ann, and I live in Jamaica Plain. And I love JP, in part because the neighborhood has a beautiful tree canopy. As I'm now retired and have more time to spend in the community, I appreciate even more how a healthy, robust tree canopy is a benefit to older adults and to the whole community. Trees can reduce heat island effects that raise local temperatures in the summer by 10 degrees. Their root systems improve drainage and prevent flooding. I could go on, but I know you love trees and you may know all this. Thank you for voting to pass the ordinance that protects trees on city-owned land. Our next challenge is how we can better protect all trees across Boston, including the more than 60% that are on private land. Any developer or landowner can remove trees, no matter how important in the local ecosystem or cherished in the community, without any cause or need for permission. Developers, in particular, remove trees because it makes it cheaper to clear a lot for building on it, even if the tree isn't near the proposed building footprint. I believe we need an ordinance that will protect trees on private land also. Some cities already have this. It's possible to balance private owner rights and interests with community and environmental benefits of tree preservation. If we don't do something now, the development going on right now in Boston will destroy even more trees that it took 50+ years to grow. Our tree canopy, with all its benefits, will suffer for decades. I'm working with other community members on this important issue. Can we count on you to vote to pass an expanded tree ordinance?
Okay, I'm going to do mine a little bit differently. My name is Charles Owens, and I live in Roxbury. And thank you, Mayor Wu, for giving me the opportunity to stand amongst other seniors like myself to better my community. One of the biggest downdrift things that I have thought about as I've lived here, because now I'm 72 years old, I want to be more independent and I still want to be able to learn more things to help people in my community. Being an advocate to getting things done. Okay, however, the things that makes it hard for me to live in Boston is, especially in my neighborhood, is the small crime. And I know every neighborhood or community has crime. One of the things that I wanted to do is a program to help unite the youth with the seniors, okay? I wanted to do it, I thought about doing it within the religious community, but something keeps telling me that that's not going to work because a lot of people don't go to church anymore after COVID. So one of my ideas was to do something along with the YMCAs. Okay? The YMCA is an organization that makes the younger individuals in our neighborhood unite with each other and become more stable to do things in our community. Roxbury, one big thing that I like about Roxbury is that I'm involved with a group called 1290. And this is another senior group, like there are so many, that is doing things to get the seniors out. To have lunch and to have guest speakers along the same kind of things that we do here. We need more agencies to be more positive to thrive in Roxbury, okay? I want the youth to grow and prosper and to be capable of bringing other younger individuals under their wing, similar to the Boys and Girls Club of Roxbury. My disheartening thought when I walk the streets to see the bit of crime and people running amok, the kids riding up and down Blue Hill Avenue doing wheelies and just being trafficked, not stopping for lights, no helmets. Somebody's gonna seriously get hurt. I know the city of Boston came out and they took some of the mopeds off the street because from what I understand, somehow youth was stealing these mopeds or bikes or wherever they got them from. But one of those things that the city has done, which is encouraging, they took some of them from the kids that were riding up and down the boulevard. Okay, my biggest fantasy of a group that I'd like to see are other youth to help them through playing basketball, and now that the seniors are maybe doing football, because I remember as a driver years ago, I was official driver for the Boston Raiders. And that was a football team that they were good. They beat everybody they played for. We need more activities like that for some of the youth in Roxbury and probably other communities. And I know everybody here is representing a community, but I love Roxbury. And one of the biggest things that I found out, I've lived in Mansfield, Easton, I've lived all over Boston. And now I'm finally back and I've been here 6 months living in Roxbury, a block from where I was born and raised. So I know that God has brought me full circle for whatever his reason is. And I like the fact that I'm with, because when I was living in Roxbury, I had a paper route, I cut grass, I shoveled snow, and a lot of people, a lot of kids don't do that. So if we can unite our youth to be more involved in activities like that, oh yeah, I gotta get off. But I'd like to do that, but I'll leave it there. I get carried away. Sorry, folks. You can talk to us during
Okay, can you hear me? Hi, my name is Fabrienne Rosen, and I am addressing this to Emily of Age Strong. I've lived in West Roxbury for over 26 years. I've enjoyed the arts, culture, education that is so readily available in Boston. However, one thing makes it difficult to access places and events due to limited evening transportation for older adults who have reduced mobility but are not disabled, and people who are not wanting to drive at night as well. This all contributes to a greater sense of isolation and loneliness. And according to the Surgeon General, isolation and loneliness are at epidemic proportions. If it isn't fixed, this will contribute to an increasing sense of isolation and loneliness, resulting in an increased risk of premature deaths by over 60%. By expanding the availability of safe and convenient transportation to evening social events for older adults, this will enhance social connection and overall sense of well-being. Expanding transportation availability can be accomplished first by increasing the hours of the Age Strong Shuttle, a service which is currently available, to operate beyond the 4 o'clock hours to somewhere between 4 and 11 p.m. This would enable people to go to events in the evening other than medical appointments, or be able to go to meditation sessions or just group gatherings that we can't do right now. This ultimately will have a multitude of benefits to older adults and to society as a whole. So can I count on you to help make this happen?
Good morning, Congresswoman Ayanna Presley. My name is Glory Weidman. I live in the Lower Mills, Dorchester neighborhood. I've lived there for 35 years. I really enjoy senior programs, the library support, the theater, the arts are alive here in Boston. But however, you're making things very difficult for me to stay here in Boston. This present proposal of property tax coming up in January of next year. This is increasingly important to me. I just turned 65. I just retired. This issue is causing me anxiety and fear because I could lose my home. I could become unhoused, homeless. Understand, are you aware that residents 55 years and older are 22.1% of the population here in Boston? Are you aware that there's 5% of this population have grandchildren living with them? Are you aware that the city of Boston homeless census is presently 1,300 homeless seniors? This is a problem that needs to be resolved. Boston is creating a large population of homeless seniors. If this is not resolved, what are you gonna do?
Lori, I love your energy.
I wish I had that kind of exuberance. Mine is my target persons are the city council here in Boston. Hello, City Councilor. My name is Iris Whitehead, and I've lived in the Hyde Park neighborhood of Boston for 24 years. I love that the City of Boston takes an interest in the well-being of its seniors. This becomes increasingly important as the number of seniors who leave the workforce increases and the demand for adult day health programs rise. I have learned that there are more than 150,000 people in the City of Boston that are over the age of 60, and 1/3 of our older Bostonians live alone and may be unable to have the kind of socialization an adult day health program provides. After personally looking into the cost of attending adult day health programs, I have surmised that the cost could be a financial burden on families whose loved ones do not have Mass Health as their health insurance. Unfortunately, many private health carriers do not cover this expense. A friend of mine shared with me that they pay $1,300 a month to send their mother to an adult day health program 3 days a week, and that does not include transportation. For retired families on a fixed budget and those paying for childcare, this is an added financial burden. Nonprofits called ASAPs, or Aging Service Access Points, such as Boston Senior Home Care, Central Boston Elder Services, and Ethos, can provide financial assistance, but on a sliding scale. This can give a little relief depending on the family's financial situation. Adult day health programs are regulated by state government and licensed by the Department of Public Health. I understand they also receive funds from the federal government. If the Department of Public Health would determine that this is a health care crisis situation, the City of Boston could pass legislation and send a bill to the State House requesting funds to defray the costs for those families who are not covered under any insurance plan and require assistance. Thank you.
Hi, everyone. My name is Judy Turner, and I am one of the, my audience is Jay Livingston. I am one of the almost 150,000 Boston residents aged 55 and over. I have lived in the Fenway for about 8 years. I think Boston is a wonderful place to age, and like many others, I appreciate how accessible things are by walking and public transit. But many of us also drive within and outside the city limits. As the average age of drivers increases, so does the incidence of potential issues with vision, hearing, reaction time, and decision-making that impact driver safety. Driver safety impacts everyone. The problem is it usually falls on either family members or primary care providers to determine when someone can no longer safely drive. This is a very difficult and impactful decision and usually happens after an accident. Most healthcare practitioners have absolutely no formal training in assessing driver competence. Professional driving safety assessments are available. They are objective, they are comprehensive, and they are effective. They can help older adults to drive safely by increasing awareness of limitations, providing retraining, teaching compensation strategies, as well as giving families and others unbiased information to help them decide when continued driving just isn't advisable. Unless such an evaluation is deemed medically necessary, the cost generally ranges from $500 to $800 in the Boston area, and it's all out of pocket. It isn't covered by Medicare, it isn't covered by private health insurance or auto insurance, it's not covered by the state of Massachusetts, despite the benefit to public safety. This can be changed. In the short term, Massachusetts can consider adding a small increase to the fee for driver's license renewal to establish a fund for driver competency assessment. In the long term, Medicare legislation should recognize and fund driver assessment as a public health measure that it is. I know that you care about the safety of your constituents and the residents of Boston overall. Will you work with me to help make the streets of Boston safer for everyone?
My audience is all of you, nursing homes, Department of Public Health, the list goes on. Hello, my name is Lawleen, and I'm a lifelong resident of Boston. I grew up in Roxbury with my parents, but currently reside in Dorchester, where I've lived for the past 32 years. I like the richness of Boston, and especially love the warmer temperatures because it allows me to enjoy my mother outdoors. However, my biggest fear is not being able to care for myself in place and having to go into a long-term facility where care isn't what you're used to. Imagine going into a long-term facility to visit a loved one only to find your loved one eating raw chicken, not being fed, washed, or changed because the PCA claimed not to know they were assigned to your loved one and took it upon themselves to switch coverage from themselves to another person without permission. Just imagine walking into your loved one's room only to find what should be in their diaper spread along the bed rails, linen, and on hands. And when asked who's caring for your loved one, you're giving a perplexed look because they don't speak English and have no idea what you just said. There are approximately 347 nursing homes / skilled nursing facilities in Boston, totaling over 41,000 beds. The Department of Public Health conducts surveys of nursing homes to ensure compliance with federal regulations, and inspections are unannounced and occur annually. These include adequacy of staffing, quality of care, and cleanliness of the facility. Though inspections are done, who's looking at the PCAs in their training, and in some cases, lack of? The health of older adults will deteriorate faster if not given the best care. Many already feel isolated and lonely. This could speed increased illnesses and loss of life. In fixing the issue, I would make sure there is continuous training of PCAs and healthcare staff, examine patient-staff ratio, and offer incentives for them. I would also suggest on-site English classes. This issue is very dear to my heart because my mom is dear to my heart. No one should be ignored or forgotten. Nursing homes are intended to be a place of comfort and healing. Thank you.
Good morning. Let's see. Kenzie Bach, Emily from Age Strong. Let's see. My city councilor, Ed Flynn, and also my state representative, David Beal. I am Linda Red. I am from Boston. I was totally educated in Boston and worked all my jobs in Boston. I am a healthcare professional, so that is the only thing that I know to focus on, and that's what's so important to me. Okay, I just recently moved back to the city, And, after spending most of 40 years working with elderly and, well, all populations, but especially the elderly, I found myself in a position that there was nobody out there to advocate for me. At least I felt that way. But being a part of the Senior Civic Academy has really, really empowered me. And I go to bed thinking about changes that can be made and what I want to do. I am very new to the South Boston community. I grew up on the other side of Boston, Roxbury, Dorchester, that whole area. So the area is just very new to me, so I'm kind of learning as I go along. I've had to familiarize myself with the history of the area and, and all the people, and I've interviewed people and talked to people and try to find out what life was like and things like that. And but my main concern is the community that I live with. I'm living in a senior building there, and I don't know. It seems it's so isolative. I see a lot of depression. There's a lot of risk for like giving up, and things like that. And that just like, it really kind of breaks my heart. I just have always been somebody that, likes to enjoy life and likes to have people come along with me. It can get better and everything, but it's been very, very difficult as I am an outsider to the community. And so I'm so grateful to have met all the people in my group. Let's see. For me, I hate being alone in such a large group environment, It's just such high risk for all kinds of negative things to go on. This became increasingly, that's why it's increasingly important as I get older. Let's see. My thing is to teach, to enlighten, and to bring people along with me. And I just find myself, it's a very difficult group, all ages, majority of whom grew up in the area, have lived there all their lives, and, are very rigid in their thinking and not really open to outsiders. So it's been quite the challenge, but I do want to, I'm sorry. I do want to, try to pass on some of what I'm learning to the people that live around me. And I would like to see them get a little bit more joy out of living. It would feel really good. If this problem isn't solved, I think most will feel very insignificant and like their lives have not mattered, that they never got to express and share, their wisdom and things with the people around them. And the biggest thing is that a lot of the elderly will not realize their value and their self-worth and how much they mean to all of us and how much they can give us. To fix it, I think we need to try and unite as best we can and fight together for a cause. And be open with each other and share common problems that other people can learn from. And since I have like such a wonderful audience that I'm speaking to, I wasn't sure who I'd want to, if I were stuck on an elevator, who I'd want to be stuck with, but I have people that I would really like to kind of tap into as resource people. The first is Kenzie Bach, who is the head of the Boston Housing Authority. I feel like, she can be a lot of help and with a lot of the issues that are going on. I don't want to get into all that, but also I would like to find a place where people can meet off-site and can get together and brainstorm and just be together. Also, I want help setting up transportation. I just need to know what I can do. Being new to the community, it's been hard, but I'm committed to it. I just love my home, Boston, and hopefully things will work out. Thank you.
Ed Flynn in the elevator with me? Thank you, because I want to talk to you. First of all, good morning. My name is Sherry Peterson. I've owned my home in Mattapan since 1977. And look at my shirt I just got recently, because I was one of the 30 people, homeowners in Boston, Mattapan, that have lived there and owned. Not just owned and rent and moved, lived there for over 30 years. I love my home in Mattapan, but what I'm disappointed in right now, Ed Flynn, is that you were the holdout of the votes to pass this new House Rule 4942 that would prevent us or help us not have a 33% increase. Then it went down to 28. Now it's between 8 to 10. But to be honest, an 8 to 10% increase is still a lot for a lot of people, especially us on a fixed income and an older house. My house is over 100 years old. Like I said, I bought it in 77. I think we're only the third homeowner of a house built in 18 something. I forget the exact. It's old. It is still nice, it's beautiful, but it needs work all the time. So my money has to go to that, as well as the taxes. Now you, not you personally, Ed, but the city has assessed my home at over $900,000. There's no way, and I even used to have a really good job, American Express. I couldn't afford a $900,000 home, and I still can't afford the taxes on it, because as you all know, especially you, the value of the home also indicates how much you're going to pay for homeowners insurance. So not just the taxes going up, the insurance. The whole thing is really hard. Again, I'm proud that I moved here from New York. My ex-husband and I bought 2 homes, one in 75, one in 77, still have the 77. The hard part about all this, like I said, is the taxes. But the other hard part is thinking about what's going to happen if my tax bill is that high, that I have to charge more rent. I have families, so that's not a big deal. They're good. I don't charge them much. If I was a regular homeowner, like some of you, you charge more rent to your tenant, then they don't pay you. What are you going to do then? They don't pay you, you can't afford to pay. So my plea to you, Ed, mainly you, because you were the one that refused or did not go along with this house rule. I'm hoping you're changing your mind now. My thing is, I don't want to see more homelessness like somebody mentioned earlier. Seniors are going to be homeless, and maybe even young people. If you can't afford to pay your tax bill, they're going to take you home. Please consider, passing this bill and helping us stay in our home, fix it up as we need, and not just have to pay taxes. Oh, one last thing I learned when I was at one of the City Hall meetings. One of the representatives, I forget who, said, I'm almost trying to quote her, that property taxes are guaranteed. Oh, I'm sorry, this came up when somebody said, what about other forms of tax, like alcohol, snacks, food, whatever, clothes, whatever. Her thing was, her comment, and she probably did her research, property taxes are guaranteed. Those others are depending on if somebody wants to buy these things. Well, I wanted to say right then and there, Property taxes are guaranteed if you have the money to pay them. Thank you.
Good afternoon to the Boston delegation of the Massachusetts Senate and to everyone else here today. My name is Marcia Colbert. I've lived in the neighborhood of Mattapan for the last 54 years. I'll be discussing the recent 28% proposed tax increase in Boston and its impact on senior homeowners. As we all know, property taxes are a significant expense for homeowners, and this increase will have far-reaching consequences for our senior community. According to the U.S. Census Bureau and the City of Boston Planning and Development Agency, 25% of Boston homeowners are seniors 65 years and over. Median property value for senior homeowners is $450,000. Median income for senior homeowners is $45,000. The property tax increase will result in an average annual tax bill of $2,300 for senior homeowners. For those living on fixed incomes, this could mean a 10% reduction in disposable income, a choice between paying property tax or essential expenses like health care, utility bills, or food. Potential displacement from their homes due to not being able to pay the increase and moving to another community other than Boston that is not expensive to live. Seniors will be moving in with their adult children and grandchildren. Seniors will have to make difficult choices to accommodate this increase, potentially compromising their quality of life. The 28% property tax increase could lead to reduced demand in homes in Boston, particularly among seniors who may be looking to downsize. Potential decrease in property sales will lead to a stagnant housing market in Boston. While Boston offers several relief programs to senior homeowners, which may not be enough to offset the increase, the senior property tax exemption would only cover about a third of the average tax increase for senior homeowners. In conclusion, I urge you to vote for Boston Home Rule Petition Bill 4942. The bill needs to be passed by November 15th. I thank you for listening to me today.
Good morning. My pitch is to our neighborhood liaison, and her name is Sierra D'Amico. Hi, Sierra. I've seen you around the neighborhood, and it's a pleasure finally meeting you. My name is Michelle Toper, and I've lived in the North End of Boston for 53 years now. I just love it here. Not only is it a neighborhood of national importance, but it really continues to be a neighborhood of old world values. We know it has evolved. We know it's gentrified over the years, but the traditions, the rituals, the family values, and the lively community living surely make it a unique urban environment. And as I get older, I can't believe I'm 79 now, I don't know how that happened, but I find it also to be a neighborhood in which I feel very comfortable, very safe, and protected. But recently, the legislation about potential residential tax increases was very disturbing to those of us who are seniors and have chosen to age in place in a city. There were meetings all over the city regarding this issue, but we had no communications regarding this within the neighborhood. The population of the North End is almost 11,000, with an average of 60% of householders over the age of 60 that are owners. It really feels inequitable, and we fear that gentrification will displace those of us on a fixed income. We need better communications between the city and our neighborhood about this and other issues. We also need to consider that a portion of the elder community still speak Italian. They don't have email, and they still use flip phones. Will you help us create a phone or group email to better disseminate information so that we're aware of the many issues, the services, and the supports the city has to offer? This will certainly allow us to better advocate for ourselves, and in doing so, will make for a happier, healthier quality of life. Can we please schedule a time to have coffee and chat about this situation?
Good morning. Nancy and I worked on this together, so we're up here together. Hope that's okay. And our audience is to anyone important in city government. Hi there, my name is Mike O'Hara, and this is my wife, Nancy. We've lived in Brighton for nearly 50 years. I wonder if you could perhaps use your influence on a very important matter in our community by talking to the BCYF, the city budgeting process, or even Mayor Wu. What we need to the government and the city of Boston to provide in the FY26 capital budget money to construct a community center in Brighton to replace the one which is slated to be torn down, which has been in the Jackson Man School for many years. That school has now been empty for 2 years, and yet no replacement has been included in any budgets to replace the community center itself. Now, this community center, so you know, has been supported by has supported dozens of projects, from children's daycare to senior programs, volleyball leagues, computer classes, and many more activities assisting hundreds of residents of all ages. But now, these projects and these programs have been outsourced. They've been outsourced to places like the Boys and Girls Club, the YMCA, even the Harvard Ed Portal. So, and the other thing is, which you may not know, every community in Boston has more than, has its own community center, and several have 2 or 3. So, hopefully you can help. Oh, wait a minute, I'm sorry, did you miss your floor? Oh, let me quit right now. Thank you very much. Have a good day.
I'm in the elevator with large city councilor Mahia. Oh my God, here you are. No, I'm not here to talk or speak to you about educational issues. Not today, Counselor. I'm here to talk to you about a problem that is so prevalent here in the city of Boston. Boston is an age-strong, friendly city to over 180 older adults, age ranging from 50 to 100 plus. Yet, ageism is so prevalent here. That is discrimination based on prejudice and assumptions about age. It is discrimination against older people due to negatives and inaccurate stereotypes. It has a negative impact when society views us as people with problems. We are the problem peoples. We have knee problems. We have leg problems. We have memory problems. We have bone problems. We have brain problems, and even hip problems. Emotional, psychological, physical, spiritual, and mental problems. These beliefs have significant impact on our well-being in the city of Boston. These stereotypes are commonly held by care professionals, service providers, governmental agencies, and even ourselves. We have many challenges. It is estimated that 10,000 Americans turn 65 each day, and 1 out of 2 older adults experience ageism. In housing, in transportation, in employment, in medical services, education, and financial security. You and I are living longer, and if this problem persists, it will cost the government and businesses millions of dollars, but to be exact, billions of dollars. As we age, we acquire freedom, we acquire wisdom, we acquire insight and rich experiences and productive lives we can share with you and your daughter, and continue to make contributions to our society. Julia, as you know, I live in Roxbury, the heart of Boston, so we don't have an issue there. You are the city councilor. So we want to discuss, how do we resolve this issue? I have a few ideas. Here are some of them we can do to end ageism. One, we can use language that is age bias and avoid such words as elderly and seniors. Two, we can design health system that is structured around the aging process. Three, we can remove age from some type of employment applications and data about other types of employment that we need to do. Fourth, we can enforce the laws that are in place on both federal, state, and local levels. And we can create laws and policies with teeth that deals with ageism. We can redefine aging as a process of living. Six, we can educate society about ageism. So, counselor, look me straight in the eye and let me know that you are willing to join the movement in wiping out ageism.
Good morning. My name is Ruth Villard. I lived in Mattapan for 25 years, Dorchester for 20. I live at Keystone. I live at the senior building. To Mayor Wu, our city council's Age Strong program. My issue is this. As living in a senior building, we have lots of papers that we have to fill out. A lot of our seniors cannot use the computer. They cannot go online. I spend a lot of time with my coordinator at Keystones, tries to help our seniors to get different programs that they need. We need to set up a program that could address our seniors how to fill out paperwork. If not, a program that we could have a computer advocate can help us to do this in our community. Not only the Dorchester, I'm sure the other communities that we live in. It's very important to me. Paperwork is a big problem, especially if you're filling out for early enrollment for your insurance, for Medicare. If you're filling out for a free phone, any applications that you are doing is online. You might have seen, we was at, I'm not for sure which, where it says you can get things online. A lot of us cannot get things online because some of us are low vision. We need that for someone to help. And that's my pitch, that we need people to help us with paperwork. The saying is that when I was growing up, I'm from Memphis, originally from Memphis, Tennessee, that if you can help somebody along the way, then your living should not be in vain. So me, all of my life, I has been helping people within the community. When I get information, I share my information, not with the English-speaking community, that is with the Vietnamese community and the Hispanic community. So it's very important, regardless of what we do, we have to share our community, our resource within the community, because we are United Nations. Our communities are like a United Nations, so it's very important. Not just Vietnamese, Spanish, but all language within where we live at. Thank you.
Strictly as a 2-minute elevator pitch. Maybe 2 seconds, we'll say. 2 seconds. 2-second elevator pitch.
One floor.
One floor. So. Okay. Hi, Chief Hodge. You are the Chief of the Public Works and Transportation Department? Yeah, okay, hi, I'm Val Mayo. I live in Hyde Park. I've been living in Boston since about 1977, and now that I'm a senior, I'm finding that it's getting more and more difficult to afford and find people to help me with my sidewalk. It's really getting expensive, and I really like to age in place here, and this is an issue for me. So I would really love to see the city help senior homeowners out with snow clearing and ice removal. I gotta tell you, last year, we had a big snowstorm, there's a lot of ice, and I have a senior dog too, and we came outside to go for a walk, and I slipped on the sidewalk. Then my senior dog, who's a little chunky, he slipped on the sidewalk. Then he has a friend who lives across the street. That dog ran across the street to see what was going on. That dog slipped on the sidewalk, and the three of us were there waiting for help, and we're waiting for our neighbors because there's no dog ambulance. That's another story. But anyway, this is not only a safety issue for seniors, but it's a legal issue because it could result in a lawsuit if the sidewalk isn't cleared. So the sidewalks are public and we share them with everyone. So I would love to see a pilot program like they have in New York City where they clear snow for seniors and homeowners who are disabled if there's more than 6 inches. I was just wondering if you can help us put a plan in place and funding in place for this initiative. I know you have to get off here, so thank you very much, Chief Hodge. Okay.
That was amazing. Well done, everyone. Your pitches were great. I can tell that you were all worked on them this week, and we really appreciate that. I would say to you, now that you've written them, now that you've practiced them, now that you've practiced them in public, to go out and use them. And maybe you've identified your audience member, maybe you want to expand your audience, maybe you want to write another pitch about something else, and we would encourage you to do that. But thank you so much for putting the effort into those and for being up here and presenting them. They are all very important issues, and I certainly will keep them in my mind and bring them into my work, so thanks for sharing them.
Okay. Good afternoon. Hi, my name is Parmi Polk, and I've been a resident of Boston for 48 years, and I've lived in Brighton now for 13 years. What I really like about living in Boston is the fact that you don't need a car to live here in the city. As a pedestrian, I have enjoyed discovering Boston and the vast New England area by using the MBTA transit and commuter rail systems. The T has afforded me the independence to get around the city, run my errands, travel, be active in life every day. I even take the T to the beach in the summer, one of my favorite things to do besides eating seafood. However, the thing that has made it challenging for me to live in Boston lately is a safety issue and the near accidents I have experienced as a pedestrian on shared roads with bikes and scooters. The operators of these vehicles do not follow the rules of the road and have put me at risk and others. They are rude and show no respect for pedestrians or the rules and laws of the road. This becomes increasingly important as I get older because I want to feel safe in my community. I need to feel safe to go out, exercise, walk, cross the street, stand on the sidewalk and have a conversation. I need to feel I can live independently and protect my sense of wellness, physically, mentally, and spiritually. I don't want to live in fear for anything in my life. If this problem isn't solved, then the cyclists on the road will continue to pose risk to pedestrians. The potential for dangerous accidents will continue to exist. Seniors and others may find themselves in harassing situations where they will continue to feel fearful in their neighborhoods. This can lead to some of the older adults to not feel safe enough to go out and go for a walk and subsequently cause them to isolate themselves. Fixing this issue would make Boston more age-friendly by demonstrating the needs of our aging community matters. Older adults and seniors will begin to feel more at ease going out into the community, walking, going to the store, or crossing the street on their own and even feeling safe enough to take the MBTA. Many do not, resulting in a decrease in isolation. It can bring about positive change and create a safer environment to live in. So to fix this issue, we need to meet with government officials, i.e. the chief of the streets, and bring this issue to their attention, seeking their support. Contact the Mass Bicycle and Pedestrian Advisory Board to see if we can get some enforcement mechanisms directed toward changing the behavior of cyclists and scooter operators, and develop a public awareness campaign to educate and promote clear rules for sharing the roads with priorities for pedestrian safety. And I think they need to impose fines. The law never seems to be around when these situations have happened to me. But we could seek the support of the Department of Transportation to enhance clearer guidelines for pedestrian crossings with visible signage and possible audible warning signs and flashing yield signs. What will I do? I'll keep the issue alive by being vigilant, using my voice, identify advocacy groups and solicit community support for this issue, and meet with various departments and groups to continue to actively solicit support. Now, I'd just like to tell you a data point. I put down, we pedestrians are invisible, often. One day at the corner of my street, I had a walk light, and I proceeded into the crosswalk. When I was about midway the crosswalk, I suddenly noticed two men coming toward me on those blue bikes, coming straight at me, and I was shocked because they showed no intention, no motion to stop, slow down, and they had a red light. And they're supposed to follow the rules that the vehicles follow on these streets. I hurried and got out of the way as they just whizzed by me, missing me. And no excuse me, no nothing. But there's never any accountability to these bikers and scooters. And that's what I like to see happen. Thank you.
I paid her to help me do mine. She did this part too.
Thank you, Army.
I'll tell you. Yeah, I'll tell you that.
12 minutes. All right. So the next part of our day is we have some certificates of completion and a little gift to send you off with. And I'm going to invite Commissioner Shea and Chief Masso up to present you with your certificate and congratulate you. And also, my colleague Edzani from our communications team is going to snap a photo with you. So pause when you receive your certificate with the Commissioner and Chief, and we will make sure those photos get sent to you. All right?
Not the band.
I will call people up.
All right. Congratulations.
I know. I had too much space.
How did all the elevator speeches go?
They were great.
I'm sorry I missed it. I am going to have to watch the video. I've been kind of...
Pop some popcorn and watch it together.
I am going to read the names into this microphone.
The only one named Dog.
Edzani will snap a picture, all right?
And are they the same as
Yeah, I didn't see y'all. It was there in my pocket.
All right. So we should be in order here and in order of your pitches. So I will read out your name, and if you could please come up here and receive your certificate, starting with Adrian.
Congratulations. Are we going to...
Photo. Yeah.
Three, two, one.
Angela. Annie.
Oh, wow. Three, two, one.
So you don't know how much of an honor it is. This is extra special to be able to get this award.
Charles.
Two minutes, Charles. 2 minutes.
You're going to lose your test, Charles.
Oh, this way, right?
All right, 3, 2, 1.
Fabrienne.
Oh.
Congratulations, buddy.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. My elevator speech was 2 minutes. So, and I need to stand. I need to go. Thank you. Thank you so much.
Glory. Iris. Judith. Laureline.
There you go. All right.
Linda.
Now that it's over, thank you so much. I would be asked if I can come.
Sherry. Sherry, that's you.
Three, two, one.
Marsha.
Say cheese. 3, 2, 1, cheese.
Michelle.
I'm so glad.
All right.
Mike. And Nancy.
Thank you. You got to get your picture. All right, 3, 2, 1.
Harmy.
Congratulations.
Regina. Ruth?
Yes.
There you go. Okay.
All right.
And our resident beekeeper, Val.
Do you have the dog with you?
I wanted to say how impressed I have been this whole time. I've gotten to come to a number of the sessions, and you all are so smart and engaged and interested and excited about making our city a better place, about making it a better place for everybody, but also about making it a better place to get older. And I think that's so important because we're all getting older. And so we need to make sure that our city is one that functions for people at all ages. And so I just want to thank you for your energy, the energy that you brought to this, the interest that you brought to this. We are now on day 6, so you've been to a lot of hours of class. And I don't know, when was the last time folks were in class? Maybe some not too long ago, but some a little while. So we appreciate you, Regina.
Are you trying to say we were the best?
I am. You took the words right out of my mouth. You took the words right out of my mouth. No, you were really wonderful. I'm going to turn it over to Chief Masso to say a few words, but before I do, I just want to see if we can give Haifa and a big round of applause. So this was Haifa's first time organizing this, and I think she did a wonderful job. And so just nice job, Haifa. She put many, many hours into coordinating this, and it's not easy to kind of line up all the speakers. So just really, really nice job, Haifa. And then Allie, who has kind of served as a mentor, because our first 2 classes of this, Allison ran. Pre-pandemic. We haven't done it for a while, so we're kind of had to shake off the cobwebs a little bit. But thank you for your leadership and mentorship and kind of moving all of this forward. All right, let me turn it over to you to say a few words.
Sure. Just again to express a sense of gratitude that we have for each one of you. To the staff, Allie and Haifa, again, for a phenomenal job. And you know you're doing something right when people are playing paparazzi and taking your pictures, just to show that, you definitely made an impact in their lives. And as Commissioner Shea had shared, this is the youngest we all will ever be at this moment, today, right now, at this time. So you normally hear it for our young people, but it's fair to say that you are our future leaders. And I'm not afraid to say it at all. You are our current leaders and our future leaders, and we thank you for your dedication, for your leadership, for your commitment to the city, for being a beacon of hope for many of us, for, as you heard, I have a mentor in the room and somebody who has guided me in my career and in my personal life so I could be in the position I'm in today. And many of you have played that role for so many individuals throughout the city and will continue to play that role. So again, a deep sense of gratitude and appreciation that we have for you. Congratulations, well-deserved. You all earned it. You all deserve it. And you all continue to do so many great things, and we're by your side every step of the way. So thank you all once again for your commitment to the city and for yourselves. So give yourselves a round of applause. Thank you all.
Have you talked about what we're hoping?